Hello, Fuzz Townshend.
Hello, James E.
What are you doing? No, what are you doing lying down? You should be up.
Hold on. Are we there?
I've lost your beautiful face. I can see you, Mr.
Hold on, how come you're that way up? Oh, now you're there. Now you're the right way up. There we go. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you, Jamesy. Hello. Do you want to say hello to James? There you go. There's Atticus there.
Hi, Atticus. Are you okay?
Oh.
Like,
Choo-choo.
Looks like he's in prison. What's he done?
No, it's me that's in prison.
Oh, right. You're the one that locked in, are you?
Yeah, I'm locked in. I'm locked into the dining room so I can do some work today.
What kind of work?
I don't like working. I've never liked working. I'm the laziest man in the world.
Well, I don't know. You're the most famous person I know these days.
Well, but that's it's nice of you to say so. But I am massively lazy. I'm just not very good at it.
Oh, I'm sure you're not. I'm sure. I live with the burden of people saying, do you remember EMF? No. Do you know Bentley Rhythm Ace? No. Do you know Fuzz Townshend? And they go, yeah.
No.
Oh, you know what I need to do? I think I'm recording this, but I need to sort the screens out a little bit. Right,
yeah.
Split screen now, that's perfect. Of course, you're a professional TV person. Are we in landscape?
Landscape.
You're always in landscape, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right, that's better.
Surely you're in landscape as well, James.
I am now. Right, first, you see that behind me, this?
The rave flag, yes.
What does that mean to you?
That means Bentley Rhythm Ace on stage in the late 1990s or early 2000s, and having some of the best fun of my life, really, with you. It was absolutely brilliant, magical times.
Wasn't it just? We spent I remember one summer, we just seemed to go and do every festival in Europe. We used to leave on a Friday morning, fly out from Heathrow, Gatwick, Birmingham, and then just get back Sunday, Monday morning, absolutely battered and destroyed.
Ruined.
It was particularly special for me. I mean, because, you've kind of been a constant in my life, Fuzz, for a long, long time.
Well, since I first joined Pop Will Eat Itself, and we went on tour with you, sort of in the early 90s, about 1992, across Europe and Scandinavia. That was it, really. Yeah, we've known each other ever since. We've not known each other's numbers or anything like that. It's been brilliant.
And the whole Bentley Rhythm Ace experience was, because to me, being in a singer in a band in EMF, it was quite a hard job, and I didn't really enjoy it that much. But then I met you guys, and we did the Bentleys. We joined up with Richard and Mike, and thankfully they asked me to come and tour with them. And it was such a bit of a light relief, and it showed me what being in a band should have been like.
Well, it was, I know what you mean. It was, but that band was different to any other one that I've ever been in, and it and still is. When we get together, it's just like switch on the 1997 switch, and it's like, whoo, we're back. Even if we're sort of like a little bit older and maybe a tiny little bit wiser, it's still, I still instantly, as soon as I hear those tunes, I'm like,
I know. And are we tight as a band? I don't know if we've ever been tight. We're all kind of a bit all over the shop, and it's the chaos, isn't it, that kind of makes it special.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's right.
And sometimes I do some of our gigs. I think it's more enjoyable being in the band than watching the bands. Some of the states that we actually got into to play and do things. Yeah, it was. And our next gig in the calendar, if it happens, is Bentley Rhythm Ace Saturday night at Shine.
Fantastic. Well, that will be brilliant. Is that in October?
November.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good to me. I can just about get physically prepared for that. If I've got just about enough time.
I'm gonna save your party tokens up and just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was, I mean, I was trying to think of some funny Bentley stories that we could share, but it, you know, you're Fuzz off the telly now. We have to be a little bit careful about, you know, and I'm a school teacher, so I've got to be careful. You know. I've got a reputation. You've got a reputation, Fuzz.
So why don't we just say that if you think it happened, anybody watching, if you think it happened, it probably did.
Probably did.
Yeah.
Walkers. I mean, one of my favorite, I mean, this was kind of quite later on, but one of my favorite stories, and Richard tells me this story, is about, we played the 100 Club, and we were going for it a little bit. I remember you come on and introduced the band before we'd even started or managed to get our instruments sorted or anything. You were on fire that night. And then on the way home, the car broke down.
Yeah.
I think Nick Wells, DJ X, was driving, Richard was in the passenger seat, and you were asleep in the back of the car. The car broke down and they couldn't get the car going. And then and they couldn't wake up the most famous mechanic in the country to get it sorted. So they had to call the AA. And I'm not sure if the AA realised that you were probably asleep on the back seat, or they might have gone, Fuzz Townshend, can't he sort it? Yeah.
Is there any photographic evidence of that, James? Because no, I don't remember that. Oh.
Yeah, well, you were asleep, obviously. Yeah, no,
of course.
Richard loves that. I remember Richard did tell me that. That was fantastic. And I'm trying to think, our connection, and we have touched on this a little bit, is it goes way back, because my father worked on buses, and he worked at the same depot as you.
A garage, please, not a depot. It was a garage.
Sorry, Fuzz, I'm not really.
These things have to be correct, you know, James. We're talking about buses now. Very, very important.
See, I always thought that you worked out of the garage behind Digbuff Civic Hall, that one. But my dad says he was at Sutton Garage.
Sutton Coldfield.
Right.
I did most of my apprenticeship at Sutton Coldfield Garage. And let me tell you, if that garage was still there now, I might still be a bus mechanic, because it was such a complete laugh there. Really, some crazy characters there. I don't think your dad was there at the time, but yeah, that was a nuts place.
So that must. Did you do that from leaving school then? Did you? Was that your?
Yeah, kind of. So when I was 16, I got an apprenticeship on the buses. It was great, actually. I've been my entire life I've been really lucky to be able to do pretty much what I've wanted to do. And I wanted to be a bus mechanic. I wanted to work on the buses, and so I went for this apprenticeship. I was the first person to apply for my year. I was about a year or 18 months ahead of the game when I applied, because I really wanted the job. And then I got the job on the very day. I got it on the morning. I can tell you when it was. It was Friday, May the 16th, 1980. I went for a final interview at Moseley Road Bus Depot, and they said, well, you got the job. And I said, oh, great, that's brilliant, fantastic, got the job. What qualifications do I need what exam results do I need? And they just went, you've done all the tests we need. We don't need any exam qualifications, exam results. I was like, yeah.
You must have impressed them. I mean, did you have a knowledge of like diesel engines at that point, or did you learn on the job after that?
Well, no. I did have knowledge of them, because I studied motor vehicle studies at school and all that kind of stuff. And I've been into buses and cars and vehicles and all that kind of thing all my life. So I did have a decent grounding in it. But when I went for my first interview, the training manager sat down there and he had really thick glasses and had a fag on all the time, just sitting there. And he kind of looked at me through these great big bottle bottom glasses, and he goes, "So you know about buses, do you?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "So if I went out there and got some numbers of the buses out there, would you be able to tell me about them?" I said, "Yeah." So out he went, and he came back with this list. I remember the first one. He said 3475. Now it's BON 4756, a 1965 Daimler Fleetline CRG 6LX with a Park Royal H43 33F body. It was new to Birmingham City Transport in 1965 and is part of a batch of 50, and it's based at Selly Oak Garage. And he just went, all right,
Good job.
leave it there. That's it.
Now, so, legend goes that you are the greatest bus mechanic in the UK, or that has been.
I don't think that's the case at all. I worked with some great people. I was an enthusiastic bus mechanic. But you see, the thing is, I know that I started my apprenticeship when I was 16, but I know that I'm still on it. You know, I think that's the case with anybody in any profession. I mean, you know, perhaps with you, do you feel like you're still learning all the time? Because I feel like I'm still learning all the time. You know, now realize I've got to the age that I now realize I'm kind of a bit disappointed because I know I'm never going to know it all.
Wow, that is because your passion is driving you, I guess, isn't it? Which is the key to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, I still got a passion for making music, and obviously I'm still making records, putting them out, and
yeah, exactly.
I don't think I'll ever stop that, and I am still learning, and yeah, and maybe I might get there one day, you know what I mean, Fuzz? But...
That's the problem, Jamesy. We're never going to get there. We'll never know it all.
Well, that's it. All right, isn't it?
Or if we do, if we do ever know it all, then unfortunately, that's the day when that white light gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you go.
Yeah. So, would you class yourself as a drummer or a mechanic then?
A drum mechanic.
A drum mechanic.
Drum mechanic or dracamic. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I don't play the drums nearly enough nowadays, especially during lockdown. Which, you know, again, I've been massively lucky, and I guess you have because you teach. Although saying that, of course, you won't be in the classrooms at the moment, but. I've been massively lucky that, you know, I haven't depended on playing music for the past few years, you know, because I've been making TV and I've got my workshop and writing and all that kind of stuff. So I've kind of swerved the worst of this pandemic, but you know, so I haven't played nearly enough, nor has anybody. But I still love going out and playing, and people ask me, you know, what would I rather do? Now, if you gave me those days playing in that band, playing in Bentley Rhythm Ace with you again, or fixing up old cars, I would definitely choose going on tour, playing with Bentley Rhythm Ace, so long as it could be exactly like it was before. How long we'd live, I don't know, but it'd be an interesting experiment.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But, you know, so you know, I've had some of the most fun times in the world, you know, in my life with you. So when I see your face, it's like, hey, to me, that you are Mr. Fun.
Oh, thank you. Oh gosh, we need to get out there and do some more gigs now. I think you should leave your TV career and focus and concentrate on doing gigs with me. How about that?
But why don't you just come on the TV with me and start fixing cars?
Definitely. But you have played. I spoke to Miles a minute ago, and obviously we talked about you, and he was saying because you were a member of the Wonder Stuff.
I played for the Wonder Stuff for about 3 years.
Yeah, and obviously you've been in the Beats.
Yeah.
And you know, God bless Rodger, who we lost recently, didn't we?
A couple of years ago. You know, and it's like it's really strange how that time is kind of accelerating away. You know how we kind of left him at that point, and you know, you know, I knew Rodger for and played with him on and off for 33 years, 33 years, and amazing. You know, when he died, that was a huge loss. Hello, Atticus. That's my youngest son. Just I mean, for anybody else.
Right. I mean, right till the end. Right till the end, I thought Rodger was still top of his game. He was brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Shows and you know. And
yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, it was like the last show that I played with him. It was like a funny little show down in Southend. Oh, have a slurp with you.
Go on, have a slurp.
Yeah, it was a funny little show down in Southend, in this kind of big top kind of circus tent, and they came off stage, after we'd played it, and Roger was there in the van having a smoke, and I sort of like went to say goodbye to him. And I looked at him and I thought, wow, you look so amazing. I thought he just looked really, really amazing, really young. I was kind of jealous, I was like, wow, how can you look so good, at 55 years of age he was then. I was like, blimey, and then he'd already started having problems, because on that gig, it's sort of like, he used to do a little tambourine bit in this one song, and he did a little offbeat kind of thing on it, and he came up and he just played the tambourine normally. I thought that's a bit weird. He's never done it like that before. And then a little later in the gig, he normally did a big like hands up in the air kind of thing, and he didn't do it. It's just like his hands were just like at sort of neck height, and I thought he's having a bit of an off show. But it had all, the tumors in his brain were causing this, and a couple of days later he collapsed, unfortunately, and that was pretty much the end of it. We only ever played one more time, and not a public gig, and that was just around Roger's house in his back room. It was me.
Saying about this, was this like a sort of goodbye, almost sort of get together kind of gig, was it? Or
yeah, well, it was just Roger, Andrew Pearson, the bass player, Basie as he's known, and Bobby Bird on guitar,
right,
and me on the drums, me on a little stripped down drum kit, and Roger on vocals, and we just played for an hour in his back room. And then Roger sort of said, right, okay, well, I'm a bit tired now, but that was great, kind of thing. And that was it. That was the end of that band. And we kind of knew that it would be the end. And it was like when Roger said, the very last thing that Roger sang, he sort of ended it with this, with a little bit of toasting kind of thing, with a biddly, 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 but and we were just all killing ourselves laughing at the end of it. And that was that. It was like a beautiful end, but I wish it had never ended.
Yeah, such a seminal band first, and yeah, I guess you can. Gosh, I mean, it's just I think the beat is no more.
So you say the beat is no more, but it's a bit like the Temptations. There are two other versions of the beat going out now. Yeah. So there's Dave Wakeling's beat. It used to be the English beat, but now it's just the beat. And Everett Morton, the drummer, has his own version of the beat as well. So I say good luck to them. And it's like they were both originally in the band, so it would be daft of me to object to any of that. But I think hopefully they'll both do well.
That it kind of reminds me of the last Bentley Rhythm Ace gig that we did, the last gig, where only two members of Bentley Rhythm Ace performed.
Yeah.
And they were the two original members. I remember Mike couldn't do it for some reason. It was on that boat to Amsterdam. And then Richard arrived without his passport.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so he would have been there. But that's Bentley Rhythm Ace. That's brilliant. That was, to me, I've never stopped laughing with that band. There's always something to laugh about. And Richard arriving at Hull with somebody else's passport was absolutely hilarious. And when he had to wave us onto the boat, just go home, and he couldn't find his passport anywhere, I thought that was just absolutely brilliant. So, I was going on stage with, utterly just perfection. It couldn't have been better.
Oh, it's brilliant. Fuzz, I love you. We're going to leave it there. But what a brilliant way to catch up. And, you know, we should catch up more, shouldn't we? And
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, I'll have to do a complete expose of you and, you know, at some point in time, or is that not allowed? So that's it. We've done quite well because we've managed to have quite a long conversation without actually telling anybody what we get up to.
That's it. Yeah. They'll have to buy the book, won't they?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Bentley Rhythm Ace, the annual. It's a bit like the Beano annual because it was a bit like being in a cartoon.
Yeah. All right, so have a lovely weekend. Are you just spending time with the kids this weekend?
I've got to, because I've got to do some filming next week. I have to be tested today, COVID tested today. Then I have to be in quarantine for 2 days. Then I've got to be tested again. Then I've got to be in quarantine for another 2 days. And then I finally get to go and film on Thursday.
Excellent.
So I'm not allowed to go out anywhere. So I'll just be pottering about the house.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
Flicking around with a duster.
Right. Love you, Fuzz.
All right. You have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Love to the family.
Love to the family.
Right.
See you later. Bye.
See you in a bit. Bye.